Thanks for joining us. I'm Nabil Ramadna. 2 people are dead and a third is injured after a Saturday morning shooting in San Marcos. And tonight, we're learning more about the victims as well as the suspect. Police allege he shot several rounds after a fight. Sam Stark talks to one of the victim's sisters and business owner who was on the San Marcos Square when the shots rang out.
He just turned 20. He had a birthday in June.
Teresa Salazar is 20-year-old Alex Pacheco's older sister. Pacheco is one of the victims who was shot and killed early Saturday morning in downtown San Marcos. Salazar said Saturday was her birthday.
I'm celebrating another year of life, and my brother just lost his.
She said her brother just graduated from high school and stayed out of trouble.
I always told him, I'm always here if you need anything.
Salazar said Pacheco was friends with the shooter, Jeremiah Jaden Tobias. He was booked on 2 counts of capital murder and 1 count of aggravated assault for shooting and killing Pacheco and 24-year-old Anthony Barrera and injuring another man on the square. Police say what ended in a shooting started with a fight over a woman between Barrera and another man who has not been charged.
Victim Anthony Barrera was dating a known woman who was still married. The woman's husband came to the bar and confronted him.
Police are still searching for another man, 19-year-old Avery Sal Bowman.
Avery Saul Bowman is currently wanted for capital murder, and we are asking for our community's assistance in finding him and safely taking him into custody.
We've never had any issues with anything like this before.
Jason Stavina owns a business on the San Marcos Square. He ushered people on the street inside his business when they heard gunfire.
It was surreal almost in that whenever it was happening, we didn't know exactly what was going on, but we just tried to get people to safety as soon as possible.
Sam Stark, KXAN News.
Jeremiah Jaden Tobias was taken into custody on 2 counts of capital murder and 1 charge of aggravated assault. His bond is set at $1.6 million. Police say the handgun that was used had an altered trigger that allowed for automatic gunfire. Police are still looking for a few people that could be involved. Anyone with information on Bowman is asked to contact the San Marcos Police Department at the number that you can see on your screen.
And the Travis County Sheriff's Office really needs your help solving a cold case from 2018. Yesterday, 7 years since deputies discovered 32-year-old Juan Carlos Gomez. He was lying on the ground near his truck off of FM 969. He was shot and died at the hospital. And deputies are looking for a light-colored sedan that witnesses said had been chasing Gomez's truck. And if you have any information, please call the Travis County Sheriff's Office. The tip line is right there on your screen. It's 512-854-1444.
One of Austin's favorite summer treats will soon be closing their door. Here's my story on Jim Jim's water ice and all the great memories and the people he's impacted over the years. On a hot Texas day.
Hi, how are you? Good.
There's nothing like a little Jim Jim's water ice.
I love this.
Customers line up from near and far. Some first-timers.
First time being here, I'm going to say 10 out of 10.
Others have been here quite a bit.
I just kind of like the sweetness of the mango and then the sourness of the lemon.
Those just 2 of the many flavors.
The flavors are fantastic.
Every color you can think of and almost every flavor. Each customer with their own go-to water ice.
The classic mango and strawberry lemonade.
And you can't forget about adding ice cream or some of the toppings.
Mine is definitely mango with a little bit of tahini and some chamoy.
No matter the request, Jim and Rachel.
Rachel is my wife.
Always greet their customers with a smile.
Here you go. Well, thank you. Yeah, good seeing you.
To cool people off and to make them happy, that's my job.
A job he's done for 31 years, but as they say, all good things must come to an end.
I realize the older I get, I realize that time is limited, and I really want to spend that time with family.
Jim will be retiring and closing down the business in September.
We've been coming here ever since we discovered this
Well,
place.
thank you for your support over the years. I really appreciate it.
It was fun. It's a lot of fun memories.
While the shop is closing down, Jim and Rachel said they'll continue serving up smiles and laughs until the last day.
We met the Jim Jim?
Yeah. As for what's next...
But the good news is, Jim's gonna start golfing with me.
Are you? And who knows, maybe if we're lucky, he'll be open to a few special requests.
Maybe if there's a real special request, I'll fire up the machines again.
Nabil Ramadna,
Jim Jim.
KXAN News. You know, anytime I'm down on 6th Street for any story, I always stop by to get a sweet treat. It's sad though, because I mean, last summer was so hot. This summer a little cooler, but it always cools you down.
Yeah, you know, you brought some in for all of us, which was nice.
That's true.
And
That's true.
It hasn't been triple digits.
In the last days of the regular session earlier this summer, a bill to end the State of Texas Assessments of Academic Readiness, or STAAR test, failed. It was held up in closed-door negotiations between the Senate and the House. State Representative Gina Hinojosa broke down the disagreement between both chambers.
The Senate seems hostile to doing away with a STAAR test or a test that the TEA commissioner creates. I don't think there is the will to do it. The Senate tried to pull the wool over everyone's eyes and just create a new test that the commissioner would then still be allowed to create, and nobody wanted that.
In the early days of bill filing for the special session, State Representative Brooks Landgraf, a Republican representing Odessa, introduced his bill to scrap the STAAR test. The bill would only keep standardized tests that are required under federal law. In a statement, Representative Landgraf says he's aiming to alleviate pressure on both educators and students. The special session could renew the debate over reforms to the STAAR test in recent years. Thank you again for joining us for State of Texas. I'm Josh Hinkle. We'll be back next week to bring you an in-depth look at Texas politics. The hemp industry celebrated a veto from Governor Greg Abbott, but is now shifting its focus on a special session after a promise of regulation on the industry. It comes as Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, who made banning THC a priority, signals a refusal to back down from his ban. State Capitol reporter Adam Schwager has been following this THC saga for us since the beginning. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So this was a high priority bill from Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. How did he respond to Governor Abbott's last-minute veto?
Well, suffice to say, he wasn't happy. That last-minute veto came in at 11:22 that Sunday night. Next day, the Lieutenant Governor has a press conference where he goes as far as to say that what the governor did was in essentially saying that he wants to legalize marijuana in the state of Texas. He slightly walked that back after the governor released a statement, but he was not happy. He was not happy with when it happened, being so late at night. He was not happy that he wasn't consulted throughout that entire process until right before that veto was placed. And he's frustrated, saying that he can't see himself standing on the dais where anything short of a ban does get passed.
So there are two THC-related topics on the special session call. What are they, and how do they affect what legislation can actually be brought forward?
Yeah, so the first is what was the stated intent of all these bills in the first place. It is to cap it so that no one can get hemp-derived products unless they're 21 years of age or older. Now, the second part is all about regulation, and that includes possibly banning synthetics, is what the governor talked about, but it says explicitly that it needs to fall short of banning an agricultural product, and it's something the Lieutenant Governor mentioned in that press conference I talked about earlier. He was talking about how the governor is going to carefully craft this special session call, and it could limit the potential of bringing back a full-scale THC ban to this special session.
All right, Adam Schwager, thank you very much.
Puts Texas in a better position going forward than we were before this devastating storm hit our state.
As the Hill Country recovers from the deadly flash flood, lawmakers will be digging deep into getting the whole state prepared for another disaster. Some of the bills already filed and the promises to strengthen them.